Well, hello there, everyone. Well, Cowboys won 21-6 over the New York Giants. We have now officially swept them this season. We're 4-0 in the division, and that definitely feels pretty good. And yet, I feel like the game was somewhat lackluster. But to get off on the positive note, I'm going to say this: the offense performed. I guess you can say performed a little bit better than last week. Having Connor Williams back in the lineup definitely made a difference, especially with McGovern not really adding much to the O line, and he was really struggling in the run game and probably even struggling in the pass protection as well. But the run game aspect of McGovern was actually his worst. Was actually probably that's where he was graded the worst. So. But having said that, having Connor Williams back and the fact that he had no penalties definitely was a big help to us. And of course, Tyron Smith didn't play because of that. I think it's probably bone spores in his ankle. I don't know how long he's going to be out. He might be out for the Washington game, but if he comes back in, that'd be nice. I hope we do see Tyron back, at least against their Arizona game, because I believe having him back will definitely help our offense. Getting to that, our running game was a little better, especially having Tony Pollard back. He definitely got some good, some good chunk running plays. Zeke had, I guess you can say, somewhat of a productive game, despite the fact that he still has that lingering knee issue. And Dak didn't throw any picks. That's the good news. But on one particular play where he tried to scramble and try to see if he can get a big play, and didn't see, I think it was Lorenzo Carter. Dak, come on. You got to be a little more aware of that. You got to be aware of that situation. And also, you got to throw the fucking ball away. And I don't want to drag it out. You need to work on that. And also, I think, honestly, just thinking about it, I think Kellen Moore, you need to call a much better game plan than that. I don't know what is it with you, and I don't know if it's our wide receivers. I mean, Cooper only had 2 catches for 8 yards. So I don't know what kind of route tree you're having the wide receivers do. It's not really working effectively. And I think the Giants were missing some starters on defense, especially in the secondary, the defensive back. Excuse me, I've been burping a lot. But anyways, Adoree Jackson, I believe, was not in this game, and there might have been a few others. I don't know. I don't follow the Giants. I know that Daniel Jones didn't play in this game, and I don't know if it would have mattered. But what was his thing? Mike Glennon, the new the backup quarterback for the Giants, threw 3 picks. I'll say this: the defense definitely was the best part of this game, just like last week. This time I believe we forced 4 turnovers on the Giants' offense, 3 interceptions, one by Diggs, which was unbelievable, one by Jordan Lewis, and then one by Malik Hooker, who hasn't intercepted a pass probably since 2018 or 2019, I don't remember, somewhere around that time. But it's good to see Hooker get some action in there. And I think this defense, considering that it didn't have Tristan Hill or Osa Odigiziola because they were out due to COVID-19. So yeah, I think our defense, for the most part, did its job in getting turnovers. Unfortunately, I felt like we could have done better on the sack department. I mean, maybe we got some pressure, but we didn't actually sack Glennon in this game. We actually sacked the backup that was coming in, Jake Fromm. And actually, he was doing okay. But when it came to the red zone, they couldn't do shit, and we won. And that's definitely a great feeling to have. And we're currently the 3 seed. I did see the Green Bay game. Unfortunately, the Ravens couldn't beat them, but they almost did. They came close. I do think I would like to face Green Bay because I think we might have a better chance this time. And I know Green Bay is easily beatable. I mean, hell, the Ravens' backup quarterback almost led a victory against them. And unfortunately, the Ravens' defense was missing a lot of stars on their defense. In fact, one of their veteran cornerbacks and Jimmy Smith was out due to COVID as well. And a couple of their other defensive players, I think, went out because of. Well, I know one of them did. One went out because of injuries. But anyway, I think Green Bay is definitely a winnable game. The one thing I definitely will fear is the fucking refs who refs for the Packers, because I have a feeling they'll call some kind of bullshit call that definitely goes in the favor of them. That's what I definitely fear for them. And I saw some of the Saints game. I caught the last 5 minutes of it or so, but actually probably 5-10 minutes of it, somewhere between there. And I know Brady didn't have his complement of receivers. I know that Brown wasn't in there, but I didn't realize he didn't have Evans and Goodwin. And Brady couldn't do shit. He was shut out in that game. So people were saying, "Oh, Dak's this and that." I think Dak did a much better job. I know that Gallup is a good receiver, but he's not really a number one type of guy. And he still managed to put up at least 30 points, or at least close to it, or technically somewhere around 20 or something. Maybe because Tony Pollard had that long kickoff return. But anyways, at least Dak was able to score some points. Brady couldn't do shit. So I don't want to hear that fucking bullshit excuse. But the problems I have were I felt like the defense did kind of let up and let Jake Fromm have their way. But luckily the defense tightened up in the red zone and didn't allow anything after that. But the offense and the play calling, that's really suspect. And I think I have to agree with Cowboys corner. I think McCarthy needs to step in and demote Kellen Moore, or start having a lot more say in the play calling of the offense. I know that eventually something similar to happened to when Brian Stewart was our defensive coordinator back in from 2007, and after the 2008 season he was fired. Sometime in the 2008 season, Brian Stewart was struggling with the play calling of the defense, and eventually Stewart was demoted and Wade pretty much took over the play calling. And apparently the defense did much better when he was calling the plays as opposed to Stewart. And eventually Stewart was let go after that 2008 season. So I feel like McCarthy really needs to kind of put his foot down, have a talk with Kellen Moore. And if Kellen Moore can't seem to make adjustments and get creative with the route trees and even a few of the running plays or passing plays, or what the fuck type of screenplays he's calling, he needs to be demoted. That's all I got to say. Dak needs to play better, but at least he didn't have a bad game like he did against Washington. But he really needs to be a little more aware of what defenders are coming, because Lorenzo Carter was definitely probably the best thing about that Giants defense. I think he had like either 2 or 3 sacks on Dak. I can't remember. I know Dak was sacked 3 times. I know that Carter, I think, got to him at least twice, I believe. It might have been 3 times. I don't remember. But I know that, Carter definitely, has some pretty decent games against Dak. He had an interception in the first meeting back in week 5. So, there you go. But anyway, we came out victorious. Very glad that we've got the win against the Giants. We're 10-4, 4-0 in the division. We now have the Washington Redskins coming up on a short week. Sunday Night Football. Let's hope we get this one, because even though Tampa Bay lost, apparently we're still really not in the playoffs technically. If Saints or 49ers, I guess, lose this next game, we're definitely in the playoff race. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But hey, maybe that makes the Cowboy players realize they have to work and earn that mentality of keep going and stacking some wins. And, these games are definitely not going to be easy, especially Washington. But I like to think we might come out victorious in that, because we're going to be basically working our ass off to secure victories. But anyway, glad we won. Let's go Cowboys. Let's finish this season strong and end on a high note. And let's see if we can do some damage in the playoffs. So, be seeing y'all later. Bye-bye.